welcome back to Spartan Tackle Fishing. So the year of 2024, I'm gonna try to bring you guys a handful of doc-style videos where I'm traveling around the nation, bringing you guys the perspective of some of the best land-based shark fishermen in the nation. And we're gonna ask the question, how do you guys fish? For the very first Fish with the Very Best in the entire nation, I brought you guys to Texas to one of my favorite land-based shark fishermen of all time, catching monster giant fishes. He's on the DL. It's my boy, Joel. What's up, Joel?
How's it going,
Prodigy
guys?
Fishing. How you doing, man?
How's it going, man? Glad to be here. Travis was nice enough to book, and we're here on beautiful South Padre Island. If you guys don't know me, my name is Joel Ybarra Jr., Captain Joel. We're out here on South Padre. We're gonna be down here for a few days, you know, as far the south as you could get, Texas coastline.
Awesome, bro. Show us what you got going on here, man. Show us your tackle. And
we got our rods ready to go up there, 200-pound braided line, ready to go down to our leaders, our 800-pound monofilament leader, down to a 20-odd circle hook. I built this one.
Okay.
I got one of a Cat Sharks leader down on this end with Eric Oz, running a 24-aught as well, and then down with a 20-0 on the last one.
So you like to run those big old hooks, huh?
Yeah, typically around this time of year, you get a lot of big hammers.
What kind of weights?
Tigers and bulls. This is a 2-pound weight.
Okay.
So with that current, you know, it's a little wicked out there. It's nice, but that current's been a little wicked, so.
And are you running these floats as well right here?
So yeah, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna rig up these floats down up to the top of the leader. And these floats, a lot of people, depending on where you fish, a lot of people don't typically use them, but down here in the Texas coastline, it's like a necessity to have them. You know, whether it's cutoffs or if you lose a fish, you run back, hook back up to your float, and you're back on again. You know, you don't lose your gear or your line. You know, so that's a big reason why we run floats down here.
What knot are you using from mainline to leader?
I mainly only use uni knot.
Uni?
That's my go-to uni knot. It's never failed me. Uni to uni, if I'm going to connect my line together, whether it's braid or mono, uni knot is what I've always ran. My dad taught it to me when I was a little kid, and it's never failed me. So,
can you show us how you're going to set up a bait real quick?
Yeah. So,
and is this your favorite bait as well, Joel? Tell us your favorite bait.
So I got jack and cow nose that I brought. Those are typically what I like to run this time of year. Those are my favorite. Around this time, you know, you got those big hammerheads that are cruising, and after those jacks and stingrays, and you know, especially once that sun goes down, they cruise right along the edge of the beach, 100 yards off the beach. You got those big hammers cruising, so you want to have a good fresh jack, cow nose, anything like that, sitting, you know, right behind the third sandbar. Or in the second gut, and you know, that typically works really well down here.
What are we using today?
Today we're gonna run jack and cow nose. That's what I brought. So
show us what you got, man.
So I got a bunch of cow nose in here, got several in here, and then I got some jack crevalles that I got up front. Okay. So we're gonna get those cut up, rigged up, and put them on the hooks for y'all to see, and we're gonna send them out and hopefully get a big shark.
What are you using as far as reels?
Yeah, so typically what I typically run are going to be Avid. That's all I've ever ran for the most part. It's never failed me. I got 2 TRXs up there and a regular Avid 80 wide 2-speed. And I brought the old trusty 50 wide as well. So, you know, hopefully we can get on some good sharks. I've always ran Avid, never had any issues with them. We got half a cow nose right here, rigged up with a rubber band. You know, just to kind of hold that bait in place a little better. And same thing with the jack crevalle here. We got a 20-odd hook here and a 24-odd.
And I noticed you went through the top, you didn't go through the lips, is that right?
Yeah, typically I've always, you know, rigged it up in this form of matter. It's always done good for me. Any big shark that comes and picks it up, you know, it's going to inhale that bait. Anything with a larger mouth, like a bull, hammer, or a tiger, you know, it's gonna get hooked pretty well.
And then this through the eyes on the jack?
Yeah, through the eyes here on the jack.
And Joel, you're catching literally the world's biggest hammers. Literally nowhere in the world are they catching back-to-back 14-foot hammers. And I noticed you're using like super small. I mean, those are small baits, man. Is there a reason why?
Elephants eat peanuts. You know, this is always how I've done it. Everybody knows I'm very particular about my baits and the way I run them. And, you know, it's always worked for me. You know, those hammers are always looking for a quick meal. You know, people always want to run, you know, half a jack or something. And, you know, it's all about, for me, it's all about the hook placement and the bait in the right place at the right time. And as long as you know where you're going to put it, depending on the time of the year, the conditions and stuff, you know, as long as that bait's presented correctly with the right bait, you know, it's gonna pick up a good shark.
And you're gonna run this out on the jet ski? Can you show us how you're gonna do that?
We're gonna get the wave runner and send those baits out. I'm gonna set them up pretty much, distance them out between the width and the length I'm gonna take them out. I usually like to put 2 farther out, 2 up close, try to see where the sharks are at. We're gonna get the Sea-Doo out into the water, so I do this a lot by myself sometimes. What I'll do is I'll just pick it up and walk it in the water, and then I start running baits pretty quickly. It's a very fast method of you know, running out the baits, and thankfully on South Padre we have that privilege of doing that. So we're definitely gonna take advantage of that fact today and send those baits out.
Whoa, yeah. Absolutely. Whoa, yeah. Absolutely. Say it again, y'all. Look out. What is it good for? Absolutely. Listen to me. Whoa, I despise, 'cause it means destruction of innocent lives. War means tears to thousands of mothers' eyes when the sons go off to fight and lose their lives. I said, whoa, good God, yo. Absolutely, he said.
Obviously part of the Prodigy crew. What's up, Paul?
Definitely. What's up, you guys?
The legend, Paul. The legend, Paul. What's up, bro? You gonna run that out to him or what, bro?
Yep. Gotta get out there.
All right, bro. Sure. I'm sure he's gonna ask like how far. I'm gonna tell him to send it. I got tar all over me. I got tar on my hands. Look at this.
How far past the breakers do you want it? Like that 3rd bar.
It's oil everywhere. What do you think's a good distance past that 3rd bar?
Honestly, I'd put it close. Everything's been up close lately.
50. I'm gonna go 50 yards past the, yeah, 50 yards past.
Our bars are closer together than everywhere else.
Yeah.
You notice, like in Corpus, it's real spaced out.
Well, northern beaches, they're on top of each other as well. Yeah, well, I don't know. Just that shit. Okay, I'm gonna go on the other side of the line. Paul's gonna run that out. It's crazy, there's tar on the leader already. A lot of tar. There's a lot of tar in the water.
Absolutely. Listen to me. Ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. Got one friend, that's the undertaker. War is an enemy to all mankind. The thought of war blows my mind. War is causing rage in the younger generation. Induction, destruction. I said, who wants to die? Whoa, good God, y'all. Absolutely. Say it. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Listen to me. Ain't nothing but a heart.
Best advice for a newcomer, and real quick, tell them your biggest catches real quick.
So this past 2023 season, we're now 2024. We got some pretty decent sharks, 2 14-foot hammers. One I personally put myself on the sand, and one a client of mine was able to put on the sand. A few other hammers as well, and some few decent tigers, you know, exceeding 10 foot plus. Those are some of the pretty good ones we got, you know, past season. So you know, those were some of the good ones that we got. Hopefully we plan to get some more. We're out here right now on beautiful South Padre, so.
So Joel, okay, what can the newcomer, best advice, biggest advice for someone just getting started in land-based shark fishing, what is it?
Definitely, so just a few things that I could come off the top of my head. would be to just obviously wherever you're fishing, whether it's a different state, Texas, Florida, California, wherever you're gonna fish, obviously learn your fishing regulations, you know, practice good fishing ethics. You know, you wanna make sure you're abiding by the laws. Obviously, that's one of the main key things to succeeding in continuing this land-based shark fishing that we got going on, you know, whether, you know, you're, like I said, Texas, Florida, wherever you're at, just obviously you want to abide by those rules. That's one of the key things to continuing this great thing that we have and that we do and I love to do and want to pass on to my kids. So that's one of the main things.
Okay. So yeah, this is a great thing to do that I want to pass on to my kids as well. But let me ask you, man, so obviously staying clean, knowing the regulations, not getting into trouble. What about as far as like technique? What is the one technique you would say is one of the most important things to learn as a newcomer?
Definitely a lot of the things that I see nowadays, or, you know, we've all done, you know, when you're barely learning and starting shark fishing, you know, depending where you're at, obviously the beaches, every beach is different. Learn the fishing patterns, learn what comes in, what bait comes in a certain time of the year. That's what you want to be dropping. You want to be, in other words, matching the hatch. You know, I started off just dropping baits and, you know, in the dead of winter, dropping jacks and stuff like that, which, you know, it'll work sometimes, you know, luck is luck, but you want to learn the fishing patterns throughout the seasons, whether it's, you know, winter, spring, fall. There's different things to do as far as how far you're dropping your baits and what you're dropping for bait, jack, stingray, you know, drum, sheephead, you know, depending on where you're at. Like I said, going back, learn what you can use in the area and stick to that. You know, that's brought me a long way, just learning the fishing patterns.
Okay, so we got, law, abide by the law, learn the patterns of the fish, and based on those patterns, different techniques. Now, what about the one piece of gear? Like, what would you say as far as gear is the most important? Reel, mono, weight?
Right, so
go ahead.
Here on South Padre, you know, the South Texas coastline between here and Corpus, I've learned, you know, I personally run a little bit bigger reels because you never know what you're going to get into. You know, you could drop 100 yards off the beach and catch a 12-foot hammer, or, you know, you could drop it 500-600 yards out and, you know, do the same thing, pick up a big hammer. So you never know what you're going to catch, in other words. So try to invest in some good gear, a 2-speed reel, you know, to drop big baits, and, or, you know, depending where you're fishing. I recommend having the right equipment, you know, to bring in that fish as quickly as possible and do the best thing you could do to bring that fish in and out quickly. You know, that's the best thing that I could say. Heavy braid or mono, whatever you're fishing, depending on your area. I typically run straight braid in my area to bring that fish in quickly and release it quickly.
I noticed that. So, I mean, did you think I was strange by having 150 yards of mono?
Not typically. Everybody has different fishing ethics of fishing. You know, like depending where you come from, that's your style. It works for you. Awesome. I've learned to use braid here because here, you know, sometimes we got a lot of current, so it cuts through the water a little bit better. You know, as far as having a bow in your line and stuff like that. So that's what I've learned that works best for me down here.
That's a good point. The next question I have for Joel is, as a community, what can we do to improve?
That's a good topic. Just something off the top of my head is, obviously, as a community, just try to work together. You know, as far, y'all know me, I try to stay, you know, I stay humble, just fish clean, and, you know, do the right thing. Obviously, we all go through stuff, whether it's, you know, fishing related, everything in general, you know, pertaining to fishing. You know, shark fishing is a big sport. It's growing. There's a lot of people getting involved now, you know, newcomers and stuff like that. So me personally, just stay humble, fish clean, you know, that's the best thing, and it's always worked for me. You know, obviously people aren't always gonna agree with everything. You can't keep everybody happy. And I do this every day as a business. You know, I'm out here every day on the water. So, you know, me learning young, you know, growing up, I stay out of the spotlight, I fish clean, and just be humble, like I said. So on the topic of the newcomers, you know, we all started somewhere. You know, I I never see myself above anybody else. I help everybody that I can. You know, I have friends that still getting into shark fishing nowadays, and whether it's a weekend thing or, you know, something you want to do, you know, more than just a hobby, you know, maybe as a business. And, you know, I say just work together, and as long as you're doing things the right way, you know, I don't see why not. You know, you shouldn't help out the newcomers and stuff like that. That's just me. Everybody has a different perspective on things. You know, I personally have a friend that I fished with, and he became a fishing guide, and I'm all about to help him, you know. So that's just me. Everybody's got a different perspective on things, but I say help out the most you can, you know. As long as we could keep this sport going, that's the best thing we could do.
Off of your feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, 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 how. Hey, hey.
We want to talk a little bit about some of the stories we got on South Padre Island, some of the fish we've caught in, I guess, in the past couple of fishing trips and past seasons. We got a lot of good fish that we've gotten. Last year was probably one of the biggest, I guess you could say, accomplishment of mine, was finally putting a, you know, what I say a really big hammer on the sand for South Texas. We were able to put two 14-foot hammers on the sand last season. Around this time of year, actually, it was, I want to say, the second weekend of May, if I'm not mistaken, on South Padre. I was able to put one on the sand myself, and the following weekend, actually, I had two clients that came in from Dallas area, very good friends of mine now, thankfully. And we started off the trip pretty slow. We ran baits that evening, didn't really have much action, and then as soon as the sun set, probably not long after sunset, we were all sitting around the campfire, just kind of like I am now, and the shark rod started going off. So Alan quickly jumped up there, ended up bringing in a pretty solid hammer. I believe I was 11-10 or something like that, 11 foot 10 inches. And we brought it in quickly, released it quickly, kept it in the water. You know, we did it all pretty quickly, really fast to get it in and out. And, you know, it was a really good fish. They were very excited. So as we released the fish, we sat down around the campfire again, you know, just in awe and, you know, excited about the hammer they had just got. And as we were just getting comfortable, not even a few minutes later, another rod goes off, and Jack ended up jumping up there, and it ended up being a 14-foot 2-inch, I believe, hammerhead that we measured. And that thing was giant, I guess I could say, man. The power that fish had, just seeing him fight that fish, you know, it was something that not everybody gets to experience. You know, it's some could say it's a once-in-a-lifetime fish, I guess. But you know, I remember that day the tide was so low, and they could vouch and talk about it themselves too. But that tide was so low with that big 14-foot hammer, we had to actually swim out to the second sandbar just to land that fish, because the tide was so low. The second sandbar was only about 1.5 foot of water. So, you know, we obviously didn't want to bring that fish over that bar. There was no reason to. So, a couple of buddies of mine were able to help me land the fish out there. And as they landed it, we swam out there through the first gut into the second sandbar. And then when we finally laid our eyes on it, because I had been helping them up on the rack, that thing was just ginormous. She was still full of life. She was still trying to go, trying to kick, still trying to get out of there. And you know, it was just insane. And that 14-footer actually, when we were about to land it, it actually popped off. So I hopped on the jet ski that night, went back out there, connected back up to it, and then we were able to successfully land it. If it wasn't for running those floats, you know, down here in South Texas, we would have lost that fish. But thankfully, we were able to bring the fish in, get the hook out, and let it go. Those were both caught on 2 big sections of Jack Crevalle. And we got that out now for bait. We got a lot of good baits out right now, so hopefully we can make history again.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it. This is the final morning. We are packing everything up right now, getting ready to head home. About a 6-hour drive, ended up with 3 sharks. It was just too rough, but that's Joel. That's how he fishes. This guy's an absolute legend and a beast. We'll see you next time, Joel.
See you.
See you later, bro. We're moving on to the catch portion of the video. I'm making a brand new trip out to see Joel to catch some fish, because when we filmed the video originally and I documented everything, how he fishes, how he deploys, there were 5 to 6 foot waves, tar everywhere. We lost probably a line or 2 each day, and basically we caught nothing. So I left, I came home, got rest, and a week later I'm going back out hoping to catch a massive, giant, great hammerhead. And as you can see, guys, these trips are not cheap, but either way, you know I can't go out with catching a baby tiger shark and a baby bull shark with, you know, filming Joel. So I'm gonna give it one more try. Obviously it's fishing, whatever happens is gonna happen, but I want you to know that I'm putting the effort in, driving 7 hours one way. And the other thing that's cool, the weather window is finally good. Probably the best fishing in 8 weeks as far as the weather window. The weather has been absolutely terrible in Texas, the start of Texas, first half of the year in 2024. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video so far, and I hope we catch some epic fish.
Got you crying on my shoulder, and I know better than to listen. Just because you're staying over doesn't mean that you're forgiving. We both know what you done. Don't love anyone but yourself. Oh, just when I think I find the strength to go and push you away. I pull you in again, though I'm such a sucker for the pain.
So it's the usual stuff. He's gonna run a whole bunch of bait out, 5 lines total with the Sea-Doo. Let me show you guys real quick what we're doing. We're using 2 of my rod and reels, 130s with 20-aught demons, rattles, spar and tackle setup. Take a look. And so rattles, that's a 2-pound weight right there on 1/8 stainless steel. That's a ray with a demon, 20-aught with rubber bands. Okay, right there. Same thing over here, except I have a 1-pound weight with 1/8 stainless, some rattles. I got the ray right there with the demon, 20-aught rubber bands. Got Joel. What's up, Joel? Man, nice to see you again, man. That was a heck of a drive, bro. It was a heck of a drive. All right, so Joel's running. You can see he's got floats on all his. I was hoping he had an extra floats. He does not, but he's running 2-pound, looks like 1/8 with Ray here as well. Right here as well, that looks like 2-pound, 1/8 on Jack. And we got 1-pound, 1/8 and Ray. All right, and he's gonna run the Sea-Doo out, obviously, right there. And this should take us about, I don't know, 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Hammer to the heart, catching it, passion, and then capture me, trap me instead. Happy to die now, we're wrapped in the sheets of your bed. Ooh, no, the only way I'm leaving.
Good morning. Shark fishing, you guys, is super hard. It's about 7 a.m. Normally I'd be up, first one up, clean all of the camp, trash, start running, but I mean, he's got a Sea-Doo, and we got no runs right now. He got a couple bonnets. We actually got a couple bonnets last night. The weather has really laid down. This is probably the best it's been in Padre Island, and according to Joel, since last year, so it's really nice, but still waiting on the run, guys. And one thing that's really crazy right now about SPI, I think also on Penns, there's an overwhelming amount of tar. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I have tar all over my truck. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. But again, you know, look at what I'm doing to get out here to try to capture this for you. I mean, this video, I really hope we catch something big. I hope it turns out really well because, again, the effort. But let me show you guys just how flat, and again, this is South Padre Island. Take a look at how flat it is out there. This is crazy. Kind of see that. Look at that. It is absolutely stunning out there. Look at that, guys. I mean, this is so abnormal. This is what I've been waiting since about mid-May. Unfortunately, it's mid-June. Normally, we want to kind of attack these hammers and get the big hammers, you know, a little bit sooner in the year. We still have a good window. I don't know what effect the tar is going to have. It's just really outrageous. And I'm talking like there are clumps the size of a Frisbee. Just like landmines. I was just minding my business when I got here last night, just walking, and all of a sudden, boom, I stepped in a giant just mound of tar, got all over my boots. Pretty depressing because it tracks the tar everywhere. So I'm gonna have to do a good job cleaning this, but again, I'm gonna let Joel sleep. We got 4 lines out. You know, our lines are still good, but I'm gonna reel in my cast out. I'm probably gonna kayak right on top of that second sandbar, and we'll get the day started here. But it is, I'll tell you guys one thing right now, it's hot. It's already hot out. Hooked up to a Hamboni, boys. Hamboni on the 130. Check it. There's my man Joel. I'm gonna get him harnessed up. It just stopped doing a beast run. We're gonna have another run maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's the 130, ladies and gentlemen, on 3x5. Super Seeker right there, boys. It's pulling like, ooh, dang boy. Hey, you see? You see, this is why I came out here. Joel was like, take it. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, this is your fish, bro. I'm like, this is your fish, bro. You feel me, you guys? We did it, boys. We did it. We did it. At least we hooked up. I told you guys. I told you. Just that fresh piece of jack, boys. Not for dear life right now. How you doing up there, buddy? Yeah, buddy. Got him in the harness. That's a nice fish. I had my presets high, so it was not easy for us to get that off the pipe. I'm gonna go up there right now. Let's take a look. See what he's doing. This is a nice fish. It's not a 14-foot. So Joel likes to fight off the rack. I don't. I do not like fighting off here. Why do you fight off the rack, Joel?
Better elevation, especially down here on South Padre with all these sandbars you got.
So he's saying better elevation to stay off those sandbars. Looks like he's gaining a lot of line now. That's good.
Got him to turn finally. So.
Yeah, finally got him to turn, so he's coming in low gear, cranking him in. Definitely a hammer though. Okay, so when he comes in like that, he's gonna crank as hard as he can so that hook doesn't come out. All right, now he's catching up to him. How big do you think this is?
Probably around 10-foot range, I'd say.
I'd say
he could be a little bigger, but.
I was thinking in 11s, to be honest.
You never know.
I mean, my preset's high.
Yeah.
Oh, you only 10, huh?
Trying to take me overboard.
Choo, you almost went head first, boy. All right, guys, so we got a hammer on deck. It's just Joel and I got all of the gear already situated, see? For the rodeo, tagging, everything, rope. I'm gonna go out to the bar to get it. Joe, get the tag in. Here. Ready? Try to get the hook out. Here. Get the tag first. All right. Hurry.
I think she's wrapped on the line. On her fin. Yeah. Great.
There she goes. She's still green, boy.
Swimming out on her own.
Swimming out on her own. Dude, good job, bro. 18, 20 minutes fight time, Texas.
There she goes.
Joel, Prodigy Fishing. Now you know if you didn't already.
What's up, guys? So we landed a pretty good hammer earlier. Now we're here with the family, enjoying some relaxing time. Hopefully try to get another shark this evening. So it's looking pretty nice out there. I think the odds are pretty good. We got my oldest and we got my youngest out here enjoying the beach.
Oh. How old's your little baby?
He is 7 months right now.
Dang. He handles it easy, huh?
Yep, he's living the beach life right now. We got my wife out here. We got Sabrina out on South Padre with us as well. We got Isabel and we got the baby over there enjoying South Padre and the downtime, and came to visit me on the job, I guess you could say. Like they say, you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
All right, guys, that is a wrap. That is my opinion on some of the world's best. I'm not saying anyone's necessarily the best, but definitely just some of the world's best. Joel, it is an absolute pleasure. Again, you guys do not forget, if you guys want any of his contact info, go to Prodigy Fishing. The stuff is gonna be linked in my description. Anything you wanna say before we go?
We fished it hard, you know. We managed to put a pretty good hammer on the sand. We brought it in quickly, let it go quickly. Travis was nice enough to book with me again, come down here and visit on South Padre. We made it happen. So if you guys ever want to come visit me on South Padre, do some fishing, just go ahead and follow me on Facebook. All the information's on there from my website and my phone number. Just go ahead and send me a message, and we'll get you guys on some fish. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys, don't forget, again, his info is in my description. Now, 7 hours back home.